song radio feature a lot?
I use it a bit. I don't really love it, but I think you can find some good things on it. Like, I think the algorithm kind of sucks half the time, but it's also kind of good half the time. So it's like,
What about it don't you like?
I think it regurgitates the same songs to me, and so like, I feel like every time I'm going on there, it just kind of regurgitates everything to me.
That makes sense.
But some of these songs I do really like, so it's like it's a trade-off where it's like I know what I want to hear, but also like I want to hear something new. And admittedly, I'm not clicking on songs I haven't heard before, really. So maybe I'm part of the problem. But
Do you think you mostly use it just to like find songs that fit the vibe that you already know?
almost certainly.
Okay.
And then if I'm like trying to listen to new music, I usually like take recommendations from friends or will like try and seek things out on my own that I've heard is good. Or I'll listen to like, I don't know, my day list I use every once in a while, and I'll be like, okay, like I like some of these songs, and now I can listen to songs that are similar. This is like a completely different vibe, so I'm going back. Got 2 Crumb songs on here. You keep showing me this song, so I'm like, maybe I should listen to this song. I also use this lyric feature a lot, when I'm more when I'm just listening to it on my own.
Yeah.
But it's also nice to like screen lyrics and stuff.
Well, yeah, for context, it has to be clean music for his show since it's on the radio.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if there's any other features I really use. Sometimes if I'm like, I like this artist, I'm gonna go to the artist and look at their top songs and be like, which ones do I actually like? I kind of sometimes I wish that they showed more, but then they also have like the ones I've already liked for the ones that I can just like kind of find, which is good. Although this feature doesn't seem to be working because I have this one liked, but it's not in my liked songs.
That's
Odd, right?
yeah. Do you think that like checkmark is generally not a very accurate feature? Like, have you had issues with it before?
I don't know, cause I feel like it sometimes just adds stuff to my my liked songs, and then it's just on there. But also, if you add it to any single one of your, like, if you add the album, if you add the playlist, I've noticed that it also puts the check mark there. And then I'm like, I didn't actually like this individual song. I just like the thing that it's on.
Do you think it should be separated so that there's only a check if it's
I think-
specifically in your like songs?
I think they did it like that before. I don't really mind it that much because I've kind of gotten used to it. But
Would you say you have a preference between either way of it, or not really?
I would say not really. I don't really care that much, but I don't know. I just kind of got used to it because it's the way it is. I feel like,
Yeah.
and I don't really have a lot of say as a consumer. Now using this recommended feature to look at some other songs that they think should fit this playlist.
I use that one a fair bit too.
I haven't played this song in ages, and I love it, so I'm like trying to include it today.
How much of your playlists for a show are made up of things you haven't really heard before, would you say?
Probably like 10 to 20%.
Okay.
So like most of it, my music I've definitely heard before. A lot of it I haven't like listened to it too much. Like a lot of my stuff that is like I heard that week that I'm like I really like this song. I want to include it on my playlist and show other people. Maybe listen to it like 2 or 3 times. But a lot of the stuff I've listened to before. I think all these are my liked so far. But
What would you say the theme you're going for right now kind of is?
dude, I have no idea. I think it's more like on the indie kind of vibe, for sure. I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff I've listened to over the summer, and then it's moving off of that stuff as well. So I think it's kind of like me getting back into the swing of things, wanting to show people what I've been listening to for a whole summer, but kind of trying to stick to a a general theme, but not really too
Yeah.
in depth of a theme.
Do you ever? How do you organize the order in which you're gonna play the songs? Do you do that after you've already added everything?
Yeah, mostly. I just kind of like I got two Crumb songs, so I'm gonna play them right next to each other. I think this song is a little bit like smoother, so I'll put it by like Letters, which is another kind of soft song. And Khalil Gibran, which I think is pretty soft and like kind of something like that as well.
Yeah.
So I'd say yeah, I move them around a lot afterwards. And even once I get it into my other software that I use to play the music, I'll switch it around a bunch. But just to organize them in the playlist, Spotify is what I use normally. So I'm kind of heat.
Do you know that one from before? Or is that a new one to you?
I think I've heard this before, but I haven't listened to it too much.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, it's kind of newer in terms of that.
What's up, Vince? Sorry. We're running a little project here.
They're experimenting on me. Help.
Oh, shut up! You can hear me. I disrupted.
No, it's all good. We'll be done in like 5-10 minutes if you need Owen for something.
Now I'm looking for my Discover Weekly, which I listen to every once in a while to kind of give me some new
Yeah.
stuff. It's just the algorithm trying to get me stuff that I like, but every once in a while there's some bangers.
Do you ever have issues with the Discover Weekly not really showing you stuff that you like, or just like kind of regurgitating stuff you've already seen and know of?
Yeah, I have had them show me songs that I've heard of before a lot. This one isn't particularly bad, but I've had some pretty egregious ones where like I have like a different version of the song liked and I've listened to it like a ton, and then they'll just show me like a different recording or something like that that's like the exact same recording, but I'm like, it's interesting. But in terms of stuff that I don't like, I think it's probably about like a 50-50 split where like some of the stuff I'm just not like gonna like, and
Yeah.
some of the stuff I am a big fan of, or at least a little bit of a fan of, and I'll add it.
That's the nature of trying something new, though.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm glad about it, and I'm glad they showed me stuff, but also like, yeah. And it's also not, it's about like an hour 30,
Yeah.
usually.
Do you ever listen to it in full, or do you mostly just like look at the covers or see if you like? How do you pick what you're gonna listen to?
Yeah, I normally, if I'm listening to it on my own, and not just like picking and choosing stuff for a show or something like that, I will listen to it in like from the top down, and then like if I have to stop somewhere, I'll try and pick up from there. But
Yeah.
usually once I stop, I don't really go back during that same week. But
Yeah.
on some car rides, I've gone and listened to the whole thing, and that's been pretty good to do every once in a while. But I get less of time to do that nowadays.
Yeah. Back to the song radios.
Back to the song radios.
Would you say the song radio is your most used feature when you're making these playlists?
I'd say so, especially when I'm making these playlists. I'm just like trying to look for similar vibes, and
Yeah.
like I'm not like a big like write your music kind of guy where like I look at that and try and find a similar vibe based on the genres like that. I'm more of like a song radio kind of guy. I'm just like, okay, I like this song. Show me something
That
at least
sounds-
semi-similar.
Sounds like it,
Yeah.
because you're trying to make the show as cohesive as possible.
Yeah, that's the idea, but I'm also like, I want to play so much different stuff, so I'll try and make it a little bit more cohesive,
Yeah.
based on my own personal, like which songs I want to play. Like I'll probably have like 2 or 3 distinct vibes during my entire show.
Just remembered this song, I'm assuming.
Banger. I saw the album art and I was like, I really like this song, I want to play this, so I played it. And I think I probably have it downloaded already, but that's a different
Yeah.
software altogether.
Probably shouldn't have you talking about how you download the MP3s.
Well, right, I just go on Bandcamp and I purchase all the music I want. I feel like this is kind of getting away from the vibe a bit. but I do like this song.
I think it would be a good idea to be able to support the artists like through Spotify by purchasing MP3s.
Yeah, that could be interesting. I definitely think if I had more money to spend around on music, I could see that being like something that I'd really be interested in doing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just having like more physical forms of media that are like as accessible as Spotify. Like I don't know, like if like iTunes was more recognizable and usable, or like if I like was more interested in using that type of stuff, it would
Yeah.
be great. But I just
Like integrating your local files into the
yeah.
software like
Which
Spotify.
I think you can do that, but I've never done that.
Yeah. Do you think if it was easier to do or more accessible, you would integrate your local files into Spotify?
I'd say if it was pretty easy to do that, I'd say I probably would. It would just depend on like storage on my
Yeah.
phone, which is my primary place of listening to Spotify, or yeah, I don't know, just in general, just trying to find. You have to be easy and not take up too much storage, which streaming already is like really easy to do. So I don't know, but I'd love to support artists more.
That's a good song.
Banger's my favorite Whitney song.
How do you use your library side? Like,
My library side?
yeah, how do you prefer to have that organized?
Yeah, so I have it set right now to recents. So just kind of whatever I use, whatever I've listened to most recently pops up there. I have 4 things pinned, which is my like songs, my on repeat. I don't really use podcast episodes that much, but I think this automatically got pinned.
Okay.
And then I also pinned my Discover Weekly. These are just kind of the things I listen to most. Like I listen to my on repeat a bunch, just because I like the songs I've listened to a lot that week, and I tend to listen to them again. Sometimes I get bored of that, and then I just continue listening to my liked songs. But I think this kind of is like a really good way to listen to the music I've listened to a ton. Yeah, and then it just kind of goes on, and
Yeah.
it's whatever's most recent. So my day list is usually up there because I listen to that every once in a while. Swedish album, another Swedish album.
Do you ever sort it in any other way, or is it almost always like this? Would you say?
It was sorted like this recently, which is recently added,
Yeah.
but I didn't like that as much as my recents. I think it kind of automatically did that on the desktop version, and I was like, I don't really like this as much.
So you're,
I like the recents because I like listening to what I've been listening to, and then it's fun to go all the way back and be like, okay, what haven't I listened to in like years?
would you say do you ever go back when you're making these playlists just to like maybe rediscover something you haven't listened to in a while?
Not when I'm making these playlists, I would say, but I definitely do it every once in a while, and I'm like, but a lot of it is stuff that I've liked as like meaning to listen to, and I just never have.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot less of like stuff where I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of that stuff where it's like there's a lot of stuff that I haven't listened to that I'm needing to listen to.
Do you wish there was kind of like a distinction between liked as in trying to listen to, or liked because you really like the album?
I do wish that would be a really nice thing. I feel like I feel like they could include the stuff that I'm like how like YouTube has like a watch later feature. I love that type of feature where I can like kind of be like, I really want to listen to this, but not this immediate moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they could use that with my Discover Weekly and be like, here's a couple songs off of that, and then here's a couple songs off our algorithm. Like,
Yeah, because it
there you go.
feels a little bit like
A time capsule of stuff I've never listened
Yeah.
to and I really wanted to when I go
Like-
back here.
it feels a little bit like a kind of
Like, there's a lot of stuff I
like
have
it should be
listened
two different features just because you're using something
to. Yeah.
for something it's not exactly meant to be used for.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, these are some throwbacks.
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff I have listened to in there, but dude, Hall of Fame, Polo G. Holy
You
shit.
still listening to it?
No. This is years ago, dude. 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Shout out.
Actually, you cannot play a song off of there. Right now.
Dude, I can't play any of them. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. But yeah, this is kind of the way I used it.
Yeah.
And then they changed all the Pink Floyd album covers, which I don't know why they did that, but
It's because it's the 50th anniversary for sure.
yeah, it's annoying.
Do you want to go back to your
My
finishing your playlist?
I could do that.
Sorry to redirect you a little bit.
No, that makes sense. Okay. Then I'm gonna go this song. And then back to the song radios again, of course. I'm throwing this one in there.
Did you know that one before?
This was on my my playlist for the Orc Fair, but
No, the one you just added.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
mine. So I had that one, and I'm like, you know what? I included it when I played this song last time, or I tried to play that song last time. So I'm like, I'm gonna include it again. 'Cause that song's pretty fire. Interesting. But yeah, it's kind of mostly what I do.
Yeah. And how long do you usually make these playlists? Like, is this about how much you're gonna add?
Yeah, probably about 45 minutes to like 47, 48 minutes, just to kind of have them in an hour long, but leave time for me to talk as well. So now, like, I kind of got around that point. I'll probably add like another song at the end, but now I'll just kind of like organize them.
So you're trying to like kind of match up the endings.
Yeah, I just started doing this last week. I've never done this before, but I'm like starting to do it more where I try and figure out what the vibe of the end of the song is and trying to match that to the
To the lead in of the next.
yeah. Which I'm not sure I love that one. I don't think it's like the worst in the world. I want something a little crazier. Yeah, you know what? That works. That tracks. You can go in there too.
Do you think Spotify is pretty good at handling how you like reorganize these playlists? Do you think it's
Yeah.
do you enjoy how it works?
I like how it works on my other software better, where I can select multiple at once and then move them as like a block. Because the way I do it for my shows is I have like 3 songs in a row that I play, and then so being able to move all 3 of them instead of one at a time to the place I want them to be would be awesome. But most of the time when I'm doing that, I do that in my other software.
Yeah.
So it's not like the end of the world for me, but it would be nice, I'd say. But I don't know how they do it for mobile either, so.
Yeah, do you ever make your playlists on mobile?
I would say so every once in a while. Most of the time though, I think it's like I have my playlist already made on my computer that I just like put together, and then I'm just like, okay, I want to add these songs onto a playlist on Spotify so that my listeners can listen to it in a playlist form.
Yeah. Is there a reason you prefer the desktop to mobile Spotify?
Not really. I mean, I just feel like I just like dragging things, and I don't think you can really do that on mobile very much, if at all.
I don't think you can move the songs on mobile.
I don't think so either. So I feel like I like that feature of it a lot, especially when I'm rearranging playlists. It's nice to be able to add them in a way that, an order that's nice for me, and then kind of being able to change it later. Like I don't have to like reset the entire playlist to get the stuff in the right order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much time are we in?
We're at 19.
Okay, you can call it there.